Good afternoon. What about others? Surprise.
Yes, sir.
What about others?
I don't know, sir. I think they will join later, sir. They are joining, I think, sir.
Do you have any placement?
No, sir. We don't have now.
Okay, okay. What's Spurti?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Fine, sir. How are you, sir?
Fine. Then are you coming to college from Tuesday?
Don't know, sir.
Um, did you fill the sheet, Google sheet?
Yes, sir.
Where do you stay?
I have to search PG, sir, after coming to Bangalore. So I'll see 1 week, and afterwards I will come watching the current status of the college and all, and then I will
Okay,
join to class, sir.
okay, okay. But anyway, this time exams will go as usual. So no promotion like last semester. So laboratories as usual examinations will go physically. You have to come and write. So you can practice now how to come to college, how to attend all those things. So laboratories, programs and all you can practice it here only. What's Sahadev?
Yes, sir.
How are you? Why
Yes,
no
sir.
students are there today?
Sir, I have some work, sir. Diwali, sir, saf safai, cleaning, sir.
Deepavali from day after tomorrow, no?
Sir, but we have to clean, sir, in our house.
Yeah, you are staying here only.
Yes, sir. But I am going, sir. I'm going.
When you are going?
20, sir.
20th. By the time it will get over Diwali, no?
What, sir?
Huh?
Sir, I didn't hear.
No, Diwali, by the time it will get over, no? What you will do
Yes,
after
yes,
20th?
sir. Diwali is 15, 14, sir.
Okay. Going 14th and coming back?
I don't know when I will come back.
Okay. So examination forms and all filled, huh?
Yeah, no, no. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I will come for writing external only.
Okay. No, that's what this time laboratories and theory examinations will go as usual, it seems.
External also, sir. Offline.
Yeah, offline only. Everything offline only this time. No online.
Okay, sir.
So they have done it last time. No, BE engineering and all. Even recently, last 3 days also they have done the examination. So
Sir, theory external is okay, but what about lab, sir? Lab is
lab
difficult.
also per batch 10 only. No, yeah.
But lab program is difficult, sir. Without
The
knowing anything.
sanitization they will do it. Every batch they will do the sanitization. You should take care your health. That's all.
No, sir. I am asking about coding, sir. Lab lab is difficult. Theory we can
That
read and we can write,
correct.
but lab we have to do practice 2 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
And for Android Studio we don't have software,
Correct, correct.
so I am telling lab external is difficult. Theory we can write anyhow.
Okay. Where UID, some people they have written half of the page, main like PPT copied, they have copied and they have written it. That's all. So I was telling from the beginning, you have to write it, you have to write, elaborate the answers. So that you people are not doing only. Many people, some people they have written it. So exam, theory examination, you have to write it, otherwise it is difficult. Where is Prashant Reddy? He has written only 4 questions. Reddy is there. Uh, so do you got the marks? Message, do you got it? I am IA test marks, second IA test. Okay, right. Shall we start? Jana kammi idare sir. ಏನು 15 ಜನ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಡೋರ್ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡಿ ಸರ್ ವೆಂಕಟೇಶ್ ಸರ್. ರೈಟ್. Right. So now we'll discuss speech and auditory interfaces. Speech and auditory. So mobiles, if you see it, some cases voice recognition. Sometimes we'll spell something and it will be coming bit differently. So the pronunciation, the way of recognition, how it will be happening. Let us see this one. Speech and auditory interfaces. How they have done the interfaces, how they have connected each one to one. So speech recognition still does not match the fantasy of the scenario fiction. So still it is not matched. Still some of the problems is there because one state one pronunciation or one country one pronunciation. Even if you see north south, so some of the differences is there. So communication differences is there. So even all are talking, all we are talking in English, but still sometimes the assigned bit different is there. So that is what they still they didn't find out the correct way of recognition. So because one person one way is talking, or maybe accent is different, or way of talking is different, all these things the problems are there. So it is continuous process, it is going on. Let us see that one. Demands of the user's working memory. So these are all the key points in speech and auditory interfaces. So one is called the demands of the user's working memory. So what is that working memory and all? So background of the noise problematic. So this is what the when they are recognizing, these are all the problems. So demands of the user's working memory also. Sometimes the recognition, how it will be there. So how much they have stored, how to recognize all these things. First one. So background of the noise problematic. Sometimes you are telling something, the speech recognition will be different because background voice or some other disturbances, whatever it may be. So that is called the background noise problematic. And variations in user speech performance, impacts of the effectiveness. So speech performance of the impacts of the effectiveness. That's what we had discussed now. So one country, one way of talking. So English only all are talking, but still. So even you see the US, UK and all. So their English might be bit pronunciation bit different. So our pronunciation bit different. So most useful in specific applications such as benefit handicapped users. So most useful the specific applications is nothing but the specific benefit for the physical handicapped users. So now also we can say now all are physical handicapped users only. Because of the COVID. So you are sitting at home, you are sitting in the campus or at home. So that is also technology is using. So voice recognition. So in the speech altering is nothing but how the communication, sometimes direct communication. That just now we spoke to some people like Sarpras, Sahadev, all these things. So direct communications will be happening. Suppose some people are absent, then what you can do it? You can download the video, you can see it. So that means what the transmitting the data different ways. So sometimes direct, sometimes indirect, sometimes after some time. So like movies and all, if you take what will happen, so they will be doing some, they will be doing, then they will be releasing. So everything recorded. So after some time also. So this is the way of speech and auditory interfaces how they have given it. So most useful in the specific applications such as the benefit of the handicapped. Handicapped means not physically handicapped. So this is what the differences. So this is what the speech of auditory interfaces. You have the opportunities, what are all the technologies and obstacles of the speech recognition, obstacles to speech the output. So these are all the just points only. I'll read it once, that's all. Opportunities is nothing but when the users have the vision impairments, when the speaker hands are busy. When the speaker hands are busy, then what to do? So when the mobiles is required, mobility is required. So when the mobility is required to connect to one, when the speakers eyes are occupied. So when teachers are taking the class, their eyes are occupied. They'll be seeing all the people, all these things. So one job they are doing. Sometimes they'll be writing. So that is what when the speaker's eyes are occupied, when the horse are cramped conditions, particularly the use of the keyboard. So technologies is nothing but speech store and forward, discrete word recognition, continuous speech recognition, voice information system, speech generation. These are all the technologies they have used. See, speech store and forward. So that's what we had discussed initially only. So movie, if you take, they will store it and then they will release the movies. So speech store and forward it. So even ours also. So we can record it afterwards. Even I can upload the videos also. So next is discrete word recognition, continuous speech recognition. So continuous speech recognition, speech generations. Next is obstacles to speech. The recognition is nothing but increase the cognitive load compared to pointing, interference from the noisy environments, unstable recognition across changes the users. Next is the last one is nothing but the slow phase of the speech output when the compared to visual displays, empirical nature of the speech, and difficulties in scanning and searching. So these are all the authorities for the interfaces connection. So when the communication is happening from source to destination, these are all these things happen. So if you take movies, this what the first one is the eyes are occupied, the hands are busy. All these things are called the opportunities when they are doing the actions. So these are all the some of the interfaces is required. So all these things when they are acting, they should record it. So when they are acting time, so eyes are busy, hands are busy. So everything is occupied how they have done it. That is what the speech authorities of the this one. So in this one, you have the for recognition. You are having 5 points are there. So one is called the first one is called the discrete word recognition. Second one is called the continuous speech recognition, and the next one is called the voice information system. Next, fourth one is called the speech generation. Next one is called the non-speech auditory interfaces. These are all the 5 speech different recognitions are there. So let us see the speech and auditory interfaces 5. So discrete word generation, continuous speech recognition, voice information system. Another one is called the speech generation. how to make it. So these are all the five different speech authority interfaces. So now let us see the first one. So discrete word recognition. So here what they have told is this discrete word recognition is nothing but how to make the words identification. So vocabularies. So maybe one country one way. So they have done it the different ways to recognize the words. So they have done the 200 to 200 word vocabularies. They have done it. So recognize the individual words spoken by the specific persons. So specific persons, one person, how they will be pronouncing, how they will be assigned. So this is what they have done it for the auditory interfaces. So 5 to see now to 20 to 200 words vocabularies. So 90 to 98% reliability for the 20 to 200 words vocabularies. So all different words they have done it, they have recorded. Then only they can take from the database and they can give the link between one to another. That is what the discrete word recognition. So recognize the individual words. So individual words spoken by specific persons. So can work with 90 to 98% reliability for 20 to 200 words vocabularies. That is what the discrete word recognition. Discrete is nothing but what? So they have identified the different way of pronunciation for the same word, and that will be stored into the database. So based on that is what the speech and auditory interfaces recordings. So recognition is nothing but what? So when they want to recognize the one word, so how to pronounce different ways of the pronouns, they have to record it and they have to store it in the database. That is what the first one. Speaker dependent training, in which the users repeats the full vocabularies once or twice. So once or twice, how to do it. So different ways of the pronunciation. So here is some of the names also. So initially you people were laughing. So Muttumani something. So jet, silent, all these things they were telling. So that is what the way of pronunciation, different words and different names. So speaker independent systems are beginning to the reliable enough for the certain commercial applications. So speaker independent systems are beginning to be reliable enough. So these were the third point. And the fourth one is it has been the successful in enabling the bedridden, paralyzed, or otherwise disabled people. So this also should be taken care for the successful for the enabled bedridden. So they will be bedridden only. So for these people, so give the interfaces, how to give the interfaces. So are paralyzed, so or otherwise disabled. So who cannot be traveled. So that is what the another point. So also useful for the applications with at least one of the following conditions. So here is just interfaces is nothing but what? So speech authority interfaces is nothing but when you are doing this, how to start, how to deliver to the end, this one. So end target users, and for that to reach that, what are all the possible ways? That is what they have discussed it here. So how to recognize the words, how to record it, how to send it, what is the destination users. For all this, the interfaces, how to connect it. That's what this one. So also useful in applications with at least one of the following conditions. That is called the speaker's hands are occupied. So this is also applications useful for the any one of this one. Speakers handified. So they'll be, when they're acting that they'll be showing the hands, all these things. So mobilities is required for everything. Mobilities is required. So speakers eyes are occupied. So harsh or cramped conditions preclude use of keyboard. So this is what the useful applications for the speech and the authorities. So here is nothing but what? So sometimes teachers, when they're doing hands, will be they're using. So they'll be writing something, and their hands, their body will be moving all these things. So that is nothing but the totally occupied. So for this, all these things, mobility is required. Mobility is required for this is common word. So speakers eyes are occupied. Sometimes they'll be seeing for the all the people occupied for that. So next one is asking different cramped conditions procedures use of the keyboard. So keyboard they can use it for the different conditions. Voice controlled editor versus the keyboard editor. So you have the voice editor control editor versus the keyboard editor. So here is lower task completion rate, and lower error rate. So other one is called the use can disturb the problem solving. So use can disturb the problem solving. This is what the discrete word recognition, and you have the second word already I told you, continuous speech recognition. So continuous speech recognition is nothing but the, so you have the major difficulties for the software designers in this case. So continuous speech recognition is nothing but the, so they'll be doing continuously. So software engineers, they'll be facing the difficulties to recognize the boundaries for the between the spokers words because of the normal speech bit difference. One person way of the pronunciation, maybe here in the same state, if you take also rural place, the way of talking bit different. Might be they might have studied the local languages or whatever it may be. So there is for the continuous speech recognition, all these the parameters to be taken care this one. So here is not generally available for this. Difficulties in recognizing boundaries between the spoken words. These were the first word. That's what I told you. So they have to, software engineers, they have to find the boundaries to recognize the different words. So next is called the normal speech patterns, blur boundaries. So normal speech patterns and need to decide the boundaries for the blurriness. So many potentially useful applications is perfected, if perfected. So many potentially useful applications if protected. So this is what the continuous speech recognition. So continuous speech recognition, you have the our other problems are diverse the essence, variable speaking rate, distribute, background noise, all these things to be identified. So continuous speech recognition is nothing but, so when you are communicating this, so this is what they have to take care. So when I'm taking the class, I should be find the place where I'll not get any disturbance to take the classes. And even the other end also users, if you take being the user, even you have to take the same care. So without disturbances, then only you can able to listen what the teachers are saying. So that is what the continuous speech recognition identifications when the data is transmitting from source to destination. That is what the continuous speech recognition. And the next one is called the speech store and forward. So in this one is called the speech store and forward is nothing but, so whatever we are doing, that is nothing but to store it, then send it. So you can take the examples videos only. So videos, what we are doing, we are taking the classes and we are storing, then we are uploading the videos. So even you can view whenever you want. So voicemail users can, voicemail also can be done for this. In this case, you have the receive the messages, you can reply the messages, a reply to caller, forward the messages to other users, delete the messages. Speech store and forward. So with respect to store and forward, how to it. So one is I told you video, another one is nothing but the messages also. So you are storing, you are typing, you are storing, then you are sending. Similarly, receiving the messages a reply to the caller, and the another one is called the forward the messages also. So now WhatsApp you can take the best example for this. So we are receiving many messages, sometimes videos, all these things we are sending to our friends also if the videos are good or messages are good. So achieve the messages. So these were the speech tools and forward the examples. So systems are low cost and reliable. So the systems are low cost and reliable. So which one is the low cost and reliable for the speech recognition purpose that it will be taken. Next one is third one is called the voice information systems. Voice information systems. So voice also most important. So there is nothing but the whatever we are talking that should be recorded and should be sent in. So communication when they happening one end to another end, so this should be recording and sending it. Or sometimes without recording also data will be transmitting, communicating from source to destination. So stores the speech commonly used to provide the information about the tourist sites, government services, after hours messages for the organizations. These are the voice information systems is nothing but what commonly used to provide the informations about the tourist sites. So informations, voice informations is nothing but the stored informations will be available there. So some cases videos also are available. So maximum tourists, all these things if I want to visit something, so I can see some of the sites who are providing the tourism. So even government services, what are the services are there in the website? Suppose if you take the lands, so what are the services are available? So that is they mentioned it. That is what the messages for the organizations. So for this low cost, so voice promotes deep and complex menu frustrating, slow phase of voice output, empirical natures of the speech, scanning and searching the problems. So voicemails also. So next one is called the hand handheld voice recorders, audio books, industrial systems. These are all the voice information systems messages. So, for example, if you take the tourist, what they have done it, so they have collected the informations, either videos, audios, or photos. They'll be putting into their websites. These are all the places we are covering. These are all the temples we are showing. All these things. That is what the voice informations. Suppose if you take any organization, suppose if you type it in BMSIT&M, you'll be getting all the informations. What the college, so it is which is our affiliation, accreditations, all the details you'll be getting in the only. What is the intake? What all the faculties are available? How much space? All these things are called the voice informations only. So that is nothing but they have stored the informations and put it into the websites. That is what the information systems for the this one. So that is what the examples for this. So once you do this, so once it is developed for end users, low cost because you are suppose North India you take. So they are sitting there and they are finding what are the colleges are available in the Bangalore, which college is the best one, based on the ratings or based on the previous students. All these things they can find out, they can see, and then they can take the admissions. So that is what the examples we can say. Next one is called the speech and auditory interfaces. Speech and auditory interfaces. So voice information systems in that speech generations also it is available. So speech generations is nothing but so these are the person Michaelis and Huygens 1982 suggested that speech generation is frequently preferable under these circumstances. So 1982 only they were suggested. So 1982 you imagine, so if somebody says this will be happening means so people will laugh at her. So that is where the tremendous changes happen. So even examples now you are studying. So because many cases you have utilized it, Flipkart, Amazon, all these things. So there, whatever I am telling the examples, we can imagine at least, oh, this is the way of working, or this is what the interfaces they have done it, all these things. But if somebody might have told 20 years back or 30 years back, so if they says this is what the examples means, sometimes that student will think, what is this Amazon, what is this online, whether it will work it out or not. Even myself only, some of the students when they have done the initial stages projects online, all these things, product selling and all, hey, whether it will work out or not, I used to ask it. So normally our tendency is what? Suppose if I want to buy the shirt and pant, we'll go to shops, we'll search, then we'll take it. So nowadays, nothing. Even you see the vegetables, big basket, many things came to the market. So just we are sitting at home, just one click we are doing, and we are getting this one because of all these the technologies. So that is what the speech recognition also. So suppose if you want to book it, because if they have the communication problem or knowledge, so if they says voice record, it will fill it and it will be sent to the particular persons. So that is what that is also one example for this. So speech generation is nothing but this person is nothing but what Jellis and Wiggins 1982 he has suggested for the some of the circumstances for the speech and auditory interfaces. The message is simple, so that messages is simple. This is what they have defined some of the points. Message is very simple. The message is very short. Small messages can be done and can be sent to one. The messages will not be referred to later. So these messages will not be referred later. So the messages deals with events in time. The messages requires an immediate response. The messages requires an immediate response. The visual channels of communications are overloaded. The government is too brightly lit, too poorly lit, subject to the service vibrations, or otherwise unsuitable for the transmissions of the visual informations. So these were the environment too bright. So it is poorly hit, subject to the several vibrations. So different subjects, different vibrations. That is what we see here. Some of the mission only it is available. So recognitions, this one. So this one the how they've done the recognitions based on the technologies only. Even some see initially they used to give the voice only. So now when you are going to the bus stands and railway stations, all these things machines are available. So even we can find out the informations, or we can sometimes we can do online transactions. All these things can be done because of it only. So previously, like weight machines and all, we used to put it there. So just we used to check it out that weights all these things. That is also one examples for the interfaces. So next one is called the user must be free to move around. The user is subjected to high ground forces or anoxia. So these are all the speech generations. So speech generations, simple examples is nothing but this one. So every missions, for example, weight only you take it. So when we are putting 1 rupee coin, we used to get the weight and backside something, they written it. All these things, they've inserted some of the cards, they've written somewhere backside. And front is when we are standing in front of the mission, so based on the weight, it will be printing that mission and it will be sending. Nobody will be there, automatic works, like because of the sensors. So next is for this you have the audio tones, audiolizations and musics. So you have the audio tones and audiolizations and musics will be having. So sounds feedback can be important. So here is what sounds feedback is important to confirm the actions. So for what this feedback is important is nothing but so to confirm the actions. So whatever it is, the missions are available. So like railway station, some of the mission platform ticket I want to buy. So to confirm the actions, that one whether it is working or. So next is offer warning. So some of the cases it is sending the offer warning is nothing but, for example, platform ticket now 10 rupees. Let us assume that. So if you put it 10 rupees coin, then only you have to get the ticket, this one messages. Otherwise, what will happen? It will tell it. So message is nothing but minimum. Suppose if you are putting 5 rupees, it should say the message is nothing but the invalid something. That is what the offer warning messages also should become. Or bank you take. So I'm having 1,000 rupees in my account. If I press 2,000, so insufficient amount. That is what the warnings for visualities and impaired the users. So that it should be visible for that. So whatever it is telling, that is should be visibilities. So music used to provide the mood context examples in the games. So that is nothing but a so based on the moods, music levels to be used. So that should be attraction and interest, we can say that. So examples is nothing but the games. So when we are playing the games, we should have the interest to play that games, that music sound also should be used to like that one. So can provide the unique opportunities for the users. So they have to provide the unique opportunities to find the interfaces. So examples is nothing but simultaneing the various musical instruments. So provide the unique opportunities for the users is nothing but the examples is nothing but simulating the various musical instruments. Musical instrument is nothing but different sounds, different was. So some of the songs when they are doing based on this, some of the instructions they will be doing. Next one is called the, this is what the speech arteries. So here we have the 5 points. One is called the discrete word recognition, and you have the continuous speech recognition. Next one is called the wide information systems. So speech generations, how they will be making. So non-speech auditory interfaces. So this is what the you have the interaction systems in the speech and auditory interfaces. Speech and auditory interfaces. So these are all the 5 points. We have to write it in the examinations. So speech and auditory interfaces in the thing, but we have to write 5 different points. So in that you have to write all these things are called theory only. So just you assume that speech and auditory interfaces. So how it will be happening. So you have the 5 different and 5 different one by one how it will be coming. So just we have to assume that how it will be communication that is happening from one person to another person or source to destination we can say. So this was some cases examples they have taken government organizations, so tourist places, so all these things. So how to identify also words, how they will be identifying based on the vocabularies, based on the pronunciation. So 5 to 20 to 200 different way of pronunciations they will be using. So 80 to 90% cases they have to do it. So whenever they have the big words, so different ways, different pronunciation, they have to recognize that one. So then only it will be coming. So for example, I will say Google Mobile, if you take it, so there just voice messages. So I'll tell some name to call. So it will open that and it will automatically it will be dialing for that. So that is what the happening speech and auditory interfaces. So some of the cases not only every time only voice only. So even messages, how to send the messages, to give the how to give the instructions to the particular missions. All these things to be also to be done in the interfaces. That is what the speech and auditory recognitions in interaction systems. Next one is called the displays, small and large. So this is what the next class and last topic is in fourth chapter. So displays and small and large. So small and large is nothing but, so how to display the different ways of the messages, small and large, small and large. For example, if you take this one only, so I'll be making the bigger one. So it is make bigger one. So how to make the small one? So even in your mobile also, how to make the bigger one, how to make the small one. So even you see the example for movies only. So if you see it in the theater, we can see it in the big screen. So that the same movie, sometimes we'll be seeing the portable TV and sometimes big TV, all these things. So effects will be the different. So maybe small or big, so how it will be working. So for this, we need to consider the some of the points with respect to this one. So physical dimensions, the diagonal dimensions. So physical dimensions we need to mention for the displaying purpose. So what is the resolutions? So that's what, whatever it may be, movies only you take it. So once you see it in the theater, that is the different happiness, and if you see it at home in the small TV, that is different happiness. So whatever the happiness we'll get it in the theater, that much happiness we may not be getting into the when we are watching that in TV. So that is what the difference. So because there may be sound systems or maybe the screen width, height, all these things based on that we'll be getting feel happy. So that is what the resolutions, number of available colors and color correctness. So next is luminance, context and glare, power consumptions, refresh rates, cost, reliabilities. So these are all the activities we'll be doing the next class. So that we'll see the displays, whatever you are having, different types of the displays, including the smalls and less. So that we'll see it in the next class only. So that's what I told you, physical dimensions, so resolution, so number of available colors and color correctness, so luminance, context, power consumption, so refresh rates, reliabilities, all these things. So whatever it may be, the mobile, if you see it, so we'll see first configurations and battery also. Configurations and batteries. So configurations, battery, where we will see, suppose if I charge, how many hours will be coming the charging. So remaining is facilities, other facilities we'll see. What is the RAM size, memory, all these things, process speed, everything we'll check, then we'll buy the mobile. Even laptop also the same thing. So that is what the displays of the small and large, that we'll see it in the anyway next class. Anyway, time up now. So I'll take attendance. Anyway, this is the last topic for the fourth chapter in interaction systems. So here is only the interactions between the one to another. So different technologies used. That's all. Answer attendance to 2, 3, 4,
Yes, sir.
5, 5, 6,
Present, sir.
7,
Yes, sir.
8, Bindu, 9, 10,
Yes, sir.
11, 11, Gautami, 12,
Present, sir.
13,
Present,
ah, right,
sir.
right, 14, 15, Surya Prakash, 16,
Present, sir.
17,
Present, sir.
18, Pradeep, 19 Pradeep, 20, 21, 22, 24,
Present, sir.
25,
Present, sir.
26, 27,
Yes, sir.
28, 29,
Present, sir.
30,
Present, sir.
31. Sushant. He was there, no? Sushant. He had joined initially, I saw him.
Yes, sir. He's there. His mic is not working, I guess.
Uh,
Sir,
33.
sir, roll number 20.
You tell tomorrow, yeah?
Sir, mic was not working, sir.
Only I was saying this time. Preeti, no?
Yes, sir.
Right, madam. Up to Varsha, 33. Varsha is not there. 34, Yashashwini.
Present, sir.
Right, 50,
Present, sir.
51,
Present, sir.
52,
Present, sir.
53, 54, 55,
Present, sir.
56,
Present, sir.
57,
Present, sir.
58,
Present, sir.
59,
Present, sir.
60,
Present, sir.
61,
Present, sir.
62,
Present, sir.
63, 63, ready, 64,
Present, sir.
65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71,
Present, sir.
72,
Present,
73,
sir. Present, sir.
74, 75, 76,
Present, sir.
77. Vishal,
Sir, 31 present, sir.
ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೇನೆ ಬಿಡ ನನಗೆ
Sir,
Okay, sir.
sir, Harini.
ಹರಿಣಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಸಾರಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಮ್ಮ ಒಂದ್ ದಿವಸಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದೇ ಅವರಮ್ಮ ಕೊಡೋದು ಅವಾಗ
Sir, 77, sir.
ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್
77, sir.
77 ಯಾರು ವಿಶಾಲೆ ರೈಟ್ ಅಪ್ಪ
Yes, sir.
ರೈಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಪ್ಪ even if I see name here I will put attendance. Sometimes your name if it is not visible I can't do it. If it is visible I will put attendance even if you are not saying else. Okay, anything else? Okay, bye. We'll see next class.
Okay, sir.